So I'm gonna make some potatoes. It's really easy to make them. They don't require oil, foil, boil, slicing, or dicing. Potatoes are actually not a very budget-friendly source of carbohydrates. Wheat flour is much better. Potatoes are actually about 80% water, and wheat flour is maybe 10% water, so 10 pounds of potatoes is 8 pounds of water. They're actually not very budget-friendly. So now I'm going to go and cook the potatoes. I keep my potatoes in this backpack because it acts like a cooler. It's uninsulated, but when potatoes are exposed to light, they grow and become toxic. I wash them first. I just put them in there. I just wash them lightly because they are going to be cooked, so I'm not too worried about germs or anything, but they may have dirt on them. When potatoes are exposed to light, they start to grow and they'll turn green, and if they do that, then they become toxic because they make a toxic chemical. Potatoes are actually always somewhat toxic, but when they're cooked, it destroys the toxic chemicals. But if they're starting to turn green, that means they're growing and they're possibly very toxic. So I'm going to make 4 potatoes, and all I'm going to do here is just rinse them and then scrub them with my hand lightly, just like that, basically all the way around. And I'll dump out the water and go to the fire. You're supposed to remove all eyes and bad parts of the potatoes. These potatoes don't have many eyes, which is nice, but I'll just show how to remove the eyes easily. The eyes are actually, they're like little growing parts of the potato, where the potato is actually growing. Any part where the potato is growing is poison. It's toxic with varying levels of toxicity, but they're super easy to remove. Anything involving the bad parts of a potato or the eyes of a potato are easy to remove. So I'm just going to remove any little parts of the potato that I don't like. I'm going to be making baked potatoes, and it's important to poke holes in them with a fork or something because it helps cook the inside. I'm making baked potatoes, but I like to dump a little bit of water in there just so that in the first stage of their cooking they are steam cooked, just to make sure they're cooked better. And as the water evaporates, it'll steam cook the potatoes because they'll be covered with the pot lid. Now I'm out at my grill, and I'm going to start a fire. I'm just going to put some paper on that so I can start it easier. Some random paper that's been here for, I don't know, who knows. Fortunately, it's not windy today, and should be pretty easy to start these fires. Slightly breezy. And that's all that's required to make baked potatoes. Just rinse them and poke holes in them, and that's it to make great baked potatoes. You don't need oil or slicing or dicing or foil. They don't need to be cooked in an oven, though I suppose oil and foil could make the oven cooking speed up the process because an oven isn't a direct fire, but you can cook them over a stove range top. And just flip them and make great baked potatoes. And adding the water, just a little bit of water to help steam cook them, can be a good way to possibly ensure that they cook properly or cook quick, cook faster. Though it isn't necessary to put extra water in the bottom so they steam cook. It's unnecessary. That's the easy way to make some great potatoes. Now we can see that water's boiling and steam cooking the potatoes in there. It probably wouldn't cook the potatoes fully, but it can help speed up the process or more thoroughly cook them. Now I'm going to flip these potatoes. I already flipped a couple of them because it seemed like the right time, and see they get black. That's don't want them to be completely blackened, but I kind of like it when they're black. It's like when French fries get black, then it tastes kind of good as long as it's not too black. So if they're turning black, it's time to flip them. And these are literally just baked potatoes. I could probably eat them now, but I want them to be more tender. They're supposed to be really tender is when they're finished cooking. So I'm just gonna let these cook for maybe 10-15 more minutes. And they should be ready. Baked potatoes, just like that. It's probably safe to say these potatoes are done. I'm just gonna leave them on there as the fire dies down. But you're supposed to be able to poke a fork into them easily. I don't have a fork, but I do have one of these that would possibly work just as well as a fork. Yep, these potatoes are very tender. That's great. Very exciting. These are perfect potatoes. And I like the black stuff, but that's personal preference. It doesn't taste like much, if anything. It tastes like those French fries that get black, slightly blackened. The potatoes are finished, and I brought them into this tent. And now I'm going to get my condiments. This backpack is uninsulated, but it keeps things cool like a refrigerator. Not extremely cool, but it's good. Good enough. Especially for things like cheese that I don't want to start melting. This cheese is cool temperature. And it was only kept in this backpack, uninsulated, a side pocket of it. So that's good. But cheese doesn't require refrigeration for, generally, after a while it'll spoil. But it just melts with heat. If it's in sunlight, it may start to develop condensation and mold. But if it isn't, then it may just start to melt with heat and then become gross. So I refrigerate this because I don't want condensation to form in the bottle, which it does if it isn't refrigerated or kept in a cool, dark place, which is this backpack. Same for this. So I keep my condiments and bread in there because I don't want my bread to develop condensation. All I do here is I don't even cut these potatoes. They've already cooled off fairly. They're still warm. But I just put some ketchup on and cheese, and I eat it just like that. And that's all it takes to make great baked potatoes, and easily too. No oil, no foil, no boiling, no dicing, no slicing, and they're great baked potatoes, basically like French fries. No salt. Too much salt is unhealthy anyway. And just some ketchup and cheese, and eaten like an apple. Extremely excellent, Baked potato. Yum yum. Baked potato.